Hey there everybody, Pete here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another edition of Ranking the Albums. Today we're going to talk about a little known band, a band that were around, I think their humble beginnings started in like 1969, started touring, recording, writing. By 1974 they were done. 5 albums though in the short span of about 3 years, okay? So a lot of musical output in a short span of time. Kind of discovered by Bill Wyman, bassist, of course, from the Rolling Stones. He became kind of their mentor as well as their producer throughout their short career. 5 pretty cool albums. I'm judging that probably, a very small percentage of our viewers actually know who they are. My guess is probably like 70 or 80% have never heard Tucky Buzzard before. And that's okay, because maybe about a decade and a half ago, I had no idea who they were either. But I will tell you, pretty glad I discovered them. 5 pretty cool albums, some better than others, obviously. So if, you know how we work it here on Sea of Tranquility, rank them as you like them, okay? So if you're aware who these guys are, want to hear which ones are your favorites, if you've never heard Tucky Buzzard before and you're like, Pete, who the fuck is Tucky Buzzard? Well, I'm going to tell you, and then it's your job to go out and listen to these albums. Go on here on YouTube, seek them out somewhere. I'll tell you which ones to really, you should really go after first, because a couple are much better than the others, but they're all pretty strong in their own right. Okay, so take a break from coronavirus frenzy. All right, everybody's freaking out worldwide about what's going on, so everybody just calm down, sit back, let's talk some music, all right? Just forget about what's going on in the world for a little while. That's my job here for you today, all right? So, coming in, got 5 albums. Coming in at number 5, I'm going to go with their debut from 71. It's called Coming On Again. This one's a little bit different than most of the other ones in their catalog. You've got on side 1 of the original vinyl, you've got this orchestral suite called the Coming On Again suite, multi-part suite. It features the Madrid Philharmonic Orchestra, directed by Waldo de los Rios. All right, very different from anything else they've ever done. So like I said, very symphonic, orchestral. I think the Prague folks who are watching would probably dig this one. All right. Kind of think along the lines of, what kind of Procol Harum we're doing with an orchestra, maybe Deep Purple a little bit, Camel, all that kind of stuff from that time period. And then side 2, you've got 4 other tracks that are more like kind of straightforward, like bluesy, folky rockers. All right, You're All Alone, You Never Will, Free Ticket, and Lady Fair. I will say this is probably my least favorite of the albums because it's just a little indicative of everything else they've done. I dig the suite. I think the suite is pretty cool. The rest of the tracks don't do a hell of a lot for me. So that's why this one's coming in at number 5, my least favorite, but still noteworthy for what it is. All right. Coming in at number 4, I'm going to go with their last album. Oh, and I should talk about who was in the band at the time. So first album, we've got Terry Taylor on all sorts of guitars and backing vocals. Nicky Graham on piano, organ, backing vocals. You've got Dave Brown on bass, acoustic guitar, backing vocals. Paul Francis on drums and percussion. This will be the only album he appears on. Jimmy Henderson on lead vocals and percussion. Jimmy would be their singer throughout their career. Very good singer, by the way. As well as some help from Howard Neldret on electric and acoustic guitars and Hugh Atwool on percussion. So that lineup would change a little bit after the release of that album. So we're going to fast forward to their final album from 1973. It's called Buzzard. This is coming in number 4 for me. This is a very solid album, but again, more of kind of like just a straightforward, like kind of British bluesy rock album. All right, I think a lot of their material reminds me a little bit of like the kind of same period era Rolling Stones, like the Mick Taylor era, as well as the Faces from that time period. So, you got the kind of the honky-tonk piano and the gritty bluesy rock guitars, right? The really cool vocals, a lot of groove to their songs. Not overly heavy, but some good hard rock and stuff on here. You got Who Do You Love, Run in the Morning, Bobo's Hampton is very cool, Shy Boy, Wine and Women, spelled Wimmin, all right, as opposed to the normal spelling. Hanging On in there, some pretty cool stuff. I dig it. Not one of their stronger albums, but I think a very solid album to kind of go out on, right? But it's a good early 70s rock and roll album. That's kind of the way I kind of play that one out here. All right, coming in number 3 is going to be their self-titled album, their second album. All right, this was released in what year we got? 1971. Tucky Buzzard. All right, so here you got the new lineup. This would be kind of their classic lineup. So Jimmy Henderson on vocals, Dave Brown on bass, Nick Graham on keyboards, lead vocals, all right, backing vocals, Terry Taylor on guitar, and Chris Johnson on drums. So here's where you're starting to see a little bit more Hammond organ come into play. So for all of you kind of Deep Purple Iron Butterfly fans out there, some of that's starting to happen here. So here, this is a good bluesy rock album. There's some good hard rock and stuff on here. Time Will Be Your Doctor. Very cool song. In fact, their later compilation that they released, that was the actual name of that. Stainless Steel Lady, very strong. Goo Goo Goo, pretty heavy rockin' tune. All right, you're starting to see a little bit of proto-metal type stuff creeping into their music here. What else? She's Meat, Ace the Face, the very cool Whiskey Eyes, which is kind of like a mid-tempo bluesy rock tune with a little bit of jazz influence and some great vocals. And it's catchy. Very cool album. Very good album, I think. So that comes in at number 3. Coming in at number 2, we're going to go with their 4th album, which is called All Right on the Night. Okay. Even more hard rock and stuff on here. Okay, so here we got Can't Live Without It, Fast Bluesy Woman, good bluesy rocker. The Incredible Gold Medallions, which is a great song, and it kind of reminds me of some of the really memorable, like melodic sing-along type Rolling Stone stuff from that same period. All right. All I Want Is Your Love, blistering rocker. Rainbow Rider, another really cool tune. Pictures, Last War, I mean, just pretty damn strong. All right. Now here, interestingly enough, here on this album, no more keyboards. Instead, we get an extra guitar player. So Mr. Graham is out, so we got Ron Taylor joining on second guitar. So a little bit more of a guitar sound, less of the kind of proggy, Deep Purple type things going on. All right. Which for some, different shift away from what they were doing, right? But a very, very strong album, comes in at number 2. And my favorite album by these guys, it's not even close. This is a serious album. All right, this is Warm Slash. This is their 3rd album. Also, I believe from 1972. All right. This is heavy stuff. This is basically Tucky Buzzard doing kind of their proto-metal thing. If you like kind of like in rock, Fireball era Deep Purple, mix that with some of the more rockin' Faces and Stone stuff, that's kind of what you got here. Even some of the songs are even almost like Black Sabbath heavy. All right, you got the kick-ass Mistreating Woman. You got the amazing Fill You In with some seriously awesome vocals, high-pitched vocals, and blistering guitar work. Right, you got Need Your Love. Lots of heavy riffs going on here. Burnin', the incredible Burnin'. It's burning. Let me tell you, burning hot with riffage. Heartbreaker. All right, just sizzling. But also some of the heavier Humble Pie stuff and Cactus. That's kind of what you get here. So picture like a blend of like Cactus, Humble Pie, Sabbath, Deep Purple, Iron Butterfly, the Stones, and the Faces. Put it all in a blender. That's what you get here. All right. Ain't Too Soon, Sky Balloon. All right. A couple like more kind of rootsy stuff going on at the end of the album. A dynamite album. So if you're in the camp that have never listened to Tucky Buzzard before and you're saying, Pete, where do I start? Start right here, my friends. Warm Slash from 1972. It's easily my favorite one. So there you have it. All right. On this little break from coronavirus, let's backtrack here. So my favorite Tucky Buzzard album, coming in at number 1, Warm Slash. Coming in at number 2, All Right on the Night. Coming in at number 3, Tucky Buzzard. Coming in at number 4, Just Buzzard. And coming in at number 5, Coming On Again. So you may be asking, so where did you get all these, right? So there's this very cool, very affordable set called the Complete Tucky Buzzard. All right. Comes in this cool little clamshell box. It's got all 5 of the CDs housed in the little mini replica LP sleeves. And a very cool booklet. I'm going to show you the booklet in a second here. And this basically tells the whole story of Tucky Buzzard. All right. So everything you'd want to know about this very cool, forgotten bands, filled with all sorts of photographs and live shots and information on the albums and, all that wonderful stuff. This is the place to go for all your Tucky Buzzard information. Check that shit out, huh? Very cool. So, I had, like I said, I had that Coming On Again compilation for a while. And but I was always like, it's missing so much stuff, right? So I finally saw that they re-released and reissued these in one nice little set. So I was like, got to get that, right? So I did. So there you have it. The Complete Tucky Buzzard. That's what you should seek out if you are at all interested in these guys. Pretty affordable. This is on Edsel. Edsel releases a lot of really cool stuff, reissues and things like that. So visit us on the web at www.seaoftranquility.org. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter, of course. We're here on the mighty YouTube all the damn time. So, like I said, rank them as you like them. That is the new mantra for these Rank in the Studio album shows. That is our catchphrase, as one of our viewers pointed out. That should be your new catchphrase for these shows. Rank them as you like them. Because, of course, there's no right or wrong answer here. We all hear these differently. So let's just respect everybody's opinions on these and let us know what you think. All right? So what's coming up, you might be asking. So I'm going to do a special show. If I don't get to it today, it'll be tomorrow. I've had a lot of people asking, Pete, what are your top 10 favorite concerts of all time that you've attended? So I'm going to do that. All right? Also, ranking the studio albums for Molly Hatchet, for Humble Pie, for Van Halen, for Iron Butterfly. Coming up soon, Santana, Dio, all sorts of bands on the list. I got so many bands. Megadeth. I mean, so many bands. For so many of you have said, Pete, you're going to run out of bands by the end of the year. Yeah, I don't know about that. But you know what? Even when I do, we'll come up with another theme, right? So that's kind of what we do here. We come up with different stuff. So then maybe we'll start talking more about individual players and singers and things like that. So we'll find lots of stuff to do. And we got new album releases. I got to review the new Wishbone Ash. That's coming up. I'm going to rank the Wishbone Ash discography. I was kind of waiting to digest the new album before I kind of dove into that. So that's coming up as well. A lot of good stuff, right? So stay tuned. Don't turn that dial. And like I said, for everybody who's affected by the coronavirus, hysteria, and all that kind of stuff, everybody be safe, be well, be smart. It's really all you can do. Don't stop living your lives. Just be smart about what you do, okay? And we'll get through this, all right? Just like we get through everything, all right? So we'll see you real soon. Take care. Bye-bye.